Okay, welcome back to another Sweetgrass Preparedness episode. This one is going to be on what dogs are supposed to eat, kind of like the paleo diet for humans, but I mean, really, what are dogs supposed to eat? Today we're going to basically be making our own dog food. And the other kind of stacking functions idea that I had was if we make a good dog food, well, then we can eat it too, right? So, if you will, go back in time with me to the time of the dingo, the time of the original coyote, and the original stray packs of dogs. Now, dogs, kind of like coyotes, are opportunistic. They will eat what they can find. Usually catch a bird, they'll catch a rabbit, they'll come after mice. You know, I've seen coyotes eat mice plenty of times. So we're talking about kind of game animals, but we're also talking about a diet heavy in meat. Now, I love that we have a great movement that is saying, look at the ingredients in your dog food. That's fine. And I love that we have all of these dog food companies making great, fantastic foods, except there are only a few of them that, in my opinion, are doing it right. Because I just don't see anywhere in the wild a dog eating rice, wheat, or any type of human food, like the agricultural revolution food. Once again, as I've said in previous videos, we're not really supposed to eat wheat. We're not really supposed to eat rice. We can handle rice better than we can wheat, and we really can't handle potatoes. 1 pound baked potato equals 1 pound of sugar as your body sees it. So, should our dogs really be eating it? And I don't know if vegetables are the right way, but I know that a lot of good dog food companies are going towards vegetables, and a lot of good dog trainers are saying, yes, your dogs need vegetables. So, I'm going to stick with vegetables for now until I find a better way. And maybe the raw diet could be the way, but I'm going to have to cook my food for now. Anyways, so let's go over what we're going to do. Right now, the recipe that I have is 2.5 pounds of chicken tenders, sliced, cut up in a skillet, 1 pound of ground beef, once again cooked, and then I had a turkey carcass from when we had Thanksgiving. I froze it, I brought it back out, I thawed it, and I made turkey gravy with it, specifically for the dog. Now, some people say that turkey is bad for dogs. From the research that I can tell, the skin is bad for the dogs and so are the bones. So I took the skin and the bones out. I've also mixed it with a lot of other ingredients, so they're only getting probably maybe 1/8 of their meal is turkey, maybe. But the turkey gravy I made specifically for the dog. There is some flour in it. In the future, I'm going to use cornstarch. We just forgot to pick some up. So anyway, so I boiled the turkey carcass in a pot for about 3 hours, 3.5 hours-ish. I made a good turkey stock. I reduced it. I added a little bit of flour, maybe 1/2 cup, which in a big gallon of gravy, 1/2 cup of flour isn't really going to do what an entire bag full of dog food is going to do. Because if you look at the ingredients, I mean, seriously, go find your dog's food, look on the back, and then the ingredients are going to be wheat flour, drum flour. Then they're going to say chicken byproduct, beef byproduct. They're going to say pea protein. They're going to say things like that, which is, pea protein's fine, and some potatoes are fine. But how does a dog digest it? If you look at some of the easy-to-digest foods, there's sweet potato, pumpkin, squash, salmon, chicken. Some of the wilderness brands will have, they'll have venison. They might have some brown rice. But once again, we're at brown rice. I'm not entirely sure if sweet potatoes are great for dogs, but my dog, Rhodesian Ridgeback, seems to love sweet potatoes, and he digests them very well as compared to the other dog foods. We couldn't find a dog food for the longest time that wouldn't make him fart. He would stretch and pass gas. He would lay down. He would pass gas. So we finally think we found a dog food, a dry dog food, mind you, that he can eat. And once again, we're giving our dogs dry dog food. I just don't see a dog in the wild going out and eating dry dog food. Plus, bones are really great for dogs, etc. So, like I said, after you watch this video, go back in your mind and think to the age of the dog and how they evolved. Think about their wolf counterparts. Now, like I said, I'm going to cook my dog's food, but this is the recipe that I came up with. And once again, think about your own history, your evolution, and what's best for you as well as your dog. And like I said, all the ingredients that I use, you can eat too. So if you're a prepper, if you're a survivalist kind of guy, and you make this food and you're able to can it, most likely with a pressure canner, guess what? Now you've got extra food storage as well. So I believe this pan cost me around $12 to make, maybe $15. But if you think about a 30-pound bag of dog food, that is $46. This is about 6 to 7 pounds of food, and I've already taken close to half a pound out. So what I did was boil the carcass, made the turkey stock, reduced it, made the turkey gravy, and then I took the turkey out and I picked apart all the little pieces of meat that I could. That was a 16-pound turkey, and after all of us ate everything off of it, I was still able to get almost a pound, maybe a pound and a half of meat off of it. So 2.5 pounds of chicken, a pound of ground beef. You can obviously vary, but you want just about half of your dog's food to be protein, to be meat and animal protein. So then what I did was I cut an acorn squash in half, took all of the insides out of it, baked it at 400 degrees for an hour, and then I cut that up, took it out of the shell or skin. I cut it up and I mashed it inside the pot. At the same time that was going on, I took 2 sweet potatoes. One was a little bit bigger than this. You can do 2 or 3. Just depends on the size of your sweet potato. Skinned them, cut them up, put them in a pot with boiling water and 2 carrots. Good for the eyesight as far as humans go. Not sure about dogs, but we'll find out. And then I had some mixed vegetables. So I used about a cup and a half of mixed vegetables thrown in there. And like I said, this is because current knowledge says that, yes, vegetables are good for dogs. So we have acorn squash, sweet potato, chicken, turkey, ground beef, and carrots, and a couple mixed vegetables. So then what I did was I took the turkey gravy, put it in the bowl, took an egg, cracked it open, chopped up the eggshells just to make sure that it was thoroughly mixed in, because eggshell is good for the coat, and the egg is most likely what dogs would have been able to eat out in the wild. They find a bird's nest, they're going to eat the eggs, especially chicken, things that like to roost on the brood on the ground. Plus, they'd probably eat the mama hen. So this is what we have left, and this is what I use today. So you can see this is probably close to a 7-day supply. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to refrigerate this, or we can freeze it, or we can can it. If you freeze it, say you make a big batch like this, you freeze half of it, you keep the other half refrigerated, and then you pull it out day by day, let it get up to room temperature, or you can heat it if you want. Just don't put it in the microwave. More on that in a later video. Anyways, you take the turkey gravy, and you can do the same thing. I'm probably going to freeze half to 3/4 of that gravy, because like I said, it's about a gallon of gravy that one turkey was able to make. So now we've got gravy, now we've got food, we can store it, we can can it, we can freeze it, but also we're making sure that our dogs eat what they're supposed to eat. You want your dog to have optimum peak performance. And as I've said about paleo diets, the one thing that helped our brains grow were B12s, vitamins, and omega-3 fatty acids. So now we're giving that to our dog so that he can be more intelligent, he can be stronger, and he can push harder, for whatever work he has to do. If not, hey, you're maintaining a healthy weight, because all this stuff a dog can eat. Unlike, like I said, wheat, sawdust, rice, all the crappy things that are in Old Roy or whatever brand you choose at the supermarket that is one of the cheaper brands. He's going to be able to eat this. He's going to be able to process it, so he's not necessarily going to have the exercise that he would normally have to have with a lesser brand of dog food. So, with that out of the way, let's see how our puppy likes this. Come here, miss. Come here. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Up. Up. Get it. He says, I don't know. Up, up, up. Good boy. This is the first time he's ever eaten this dog food. So we'll see how he likes it. I gave him a couple samples earlier, and he devoured them. Oh, he's starting to take bigger bites. We'll come back and show you how much he eats. We'll come back and show you how much he eats here in a minute. See you in a second. Hey, welcome back. So, as you can see, he did enjoy the food, and I actually probably gave him a little bit too much. So I'm going to have to work with the portion size. Come here. Sit. Stay. So I'm going to have to work with the portion size a little bit, but I did notice he ate slower, which is good. So he doesn't eat so fast he gets sick and throws up. So what we're going to do in a future episode is we're going to take a couple of chickens. I'm going to guess we're going to do 2 whole chickens, roast them, cut them up, pick the entire carcass clean. After we cut up the bird, we'll put it in the stock, and then after that we'll pick the carcass clean just like I did before. Now, just doing a quick estimate, let's say you do 2 full chickens, you do say 4 or 5 sweet potatoes. I mean, the chicken should produce you between 4 and 8 pounds of meat, depending on what size chickens you get. Those are $5 to $6 a piece. You're looking at $20 to $25 for, I'd say, 15 days worth of food, plus the peas, mixed vegetables, etc., which that's about the same cost as your dog food. Now, if you're raising your own chickens, it becomes easier. If you're raising your own meat rabbits, well, you know, they breed like rabbits. So these are some things to think about. And like I said, just kind of think of the origins of not only us, but of your canine, feline, equine counterparts. You know, it doesn't matter what kind of animal. Think about how they evolved and what they're really supposed to eat. Because in my opinion, I don't think we've been eating the right things, and our animals have been eating the right things for years. Maybe even close to 4,000 to 6,000 years. Join me on the rest of the journey as we find out more about not only paleo food and lifestyles, but prepping, about disaster emergency relief and preparedness, all the way up to things like ancient aliens or religion. We're going to cover it all here. So stay tuned, and we'll bring you some more videos.